Thor's teacher gave the class this math riddle to solve. The sum of a number, so we have a number, and its square, so we're going to take that in and square it, is 90. So what is the positive value? So there's two ways to solve this. One is by calculator, by graphing it, or looking at the table, and that's what we're going to do with the rest of them. The second is to factor. So to factor, it has to be set equal to zeros. So on all these, whatever it equals, we're going to move it to the other side. So if it's positive over here, what's going to be on the other side? Negative. So we're going to have start with n squared plus n and minus 90 equals 0. So just to remind you all I'm factoring, so what multiplies to give you 90, and because it's negative, subtracts to give you 1. Give me a hint.
9 and 10.
Good job, 9 and 10. Okay, so we have n and 9 and n and 10. Which one's going to be negative? The 9, because we need a positive 1. Okay, and then we're setting each of those factors equal to 0. So what's the opposite of negative 9? Positive 9. So that's our positive answer, is 9. Because the 10 will give you a negative. So n equals negative 10. So again, we're looking for when y equals 0. That's your solution, or the x-intercept, which is your 0. Okay, so number 2, they're constructing a box out of cardboard. So they're cutting out these 4-inch squares on each side, and they're going to flip it up to make a box without a top. So it's going to hold 32 cubic feet. So that's why everything equals 32. So how do you find volume of a box? Or a rectangle? Yeah, length times width and times height. So easy. What's the height of this box? If this is flipped up, how high is it going to be? 4 inches. Okay, so, and the length and the width are the same, correct? Okay, so we're going to start off with x on both of them. And then what are we going to take away? What are they cutting out? 4 inches. How many of them? 1 here and 1 here. So what's 2 times 4? 8. So they're going to take away 8 inches from each side. So what's my answer? A, B, C, or D? D. Very good. Okay, and then what are the dimensions of the cardboard? So the dimensions of the cardboard is just wanting the x. So they want us to solve it. So again, it equals 32. So the opposite of positive 32 is negative. So go to y equals, put your equation in. D on your paper.
Yeah.
Move over a little bit, but y'all can see it. Squared, and then again, since it equals 32, we're going to subtract the 32, so it equals 0. And I have my window kind of set up from yesterday. So I did 0 and 20 for x and 0 and 50 for y with a scale of 5. So you have 2 solutions. Which one would you think they would choose? The smaller or the larger? Would that give us the largest box though?
Oh, no.
No. So the largest, thank you for answering. So the largest, so we're looking for that side. So let's go to our table. And so we're looking for X. So it's either going to be, so my window goes to 20. So it has to be something less than 20. So there's one of them. And there's the other, negative between 10 and 11. So which answer is between 10 and 11?
B.
Yep. And if you needed the exact answer, or if you needed it rounded to the nearest tenth, you could use your table or 0. Okay, number 3. We have a triangle, and we are going to find the what? What are we looking for? So it's a pennant, must have an area of 840 square inches. So area. So how do you find area of a triangle? So base times height. Okay, so that would be like a length times width, which give you a square. But so what do we need to multiply that by? By 1/2. Okay, so now let's read our problem. The directions of the project states that the pennant must have an area of 840 square inches. So that's why everything equals 840. And that the height must be, so H must be 2 inches shorter than 3 times the base. So is it 2 minus 3b or 3b minus 2? 3b minus 2. You got to start with 3b minus 2. And that's the height. So, and then we still have the base. So we have 1/2 times the base times 3b minus 2. So what's my answer? Which one says that? A. Yeah, perfect. But as you can see, if you don't write down your answer, they all look pretty good. If you don't read it and write down your answer, it's easy to miss. So what is the base of the pennant? So they want us to solve this. So y equals, we're not looking for fractions, so just do 1 divided by 2. And then instead of b, we're going to put x. So x, and let me increase so y'all can see what I'm typing. 3x minus 2, close the parentheses, and then what do we do with the 840? Subtract. Minus 840. And so let's go ahead and graph it just to see if we see anything. So obviously it's bigger than 20. So I'm just going to toggle. Oh, there it is. So what equals 24?
0.
So we have x and y, so we have 24 and 0. So x equals 24, what is x? Is it b or h?
B.
B. Because we did 3b minus 2, so we did x for b. So our base is 24 inches, and therefore our height, we're going to find out, we're going to put that into the equation. So we're going to put in 3 times 24 minus 2. What do you get? You can't see that. So mental math, you would do 3 times 25, which is 75. Subtract 3 from 75, what do you get? 72, and then minus 2 more, what do you get, Maggie? Exactly. Get off your computer. So you get 70 inches. And so that is the height. Questions so far? Okay, 2 more. So Felicia's parents start a vegetable garden and ask for help in the planting process. The vegetable garden will be a rectangle in shape with the length that is, so length is 8 feet less than 3 times the width. So 3 times the width minus 8. And the area of the vegetable garden is 575. So, of course, area equals length times width. So, we're going to have the width, because length equals the 3W minus 8 times the width. And that will equal our area, which they gave us of 575. Okay, so what's my answer? So C has the length on the outside, so you can only have one term. A. Very good. So in our calculators, you're going to type in y equals, open parentheses, and you can put the x in front or in the back, it doesn't matter. So x, 3x minus 8, and minus 575. Okay, so x will give us width, give us the W, and what do y'all get? So it tells us where to look, and we're looking for a 0. Go back up to 15. So between 15 and 16, we go from negative 20 to 65. Is there a 0 in between there? Y'all can't see. So when you go from negative to positive, somewhere it had to cross 0. And if you wanted to see it, you could, we can graph it. So the other method to be able to do it besides the table is doing the second calculate 0, number 2. So I'm at 10 and negative 355, so that's definitely left. There's my line. And then go over to the right until you either see the turtle or it turns y's positive. And then hit it one more time. So it's actually at 15.241764. So it's still just 15. So which measurement is the closest estimate of the length? So the length equals 3W. So 3 times 15 minus 8. So what's the length? And that's entirely too big.
37.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. This time they gave us the formula and they just want us to solve for the dimension of the base x. They just want to solve for x. So, what are we going to do with the 225? So the opposite of positive 225 is? Negative 225. And so, go to y equals, type the equation in, and I am going, And I want y'all to show me the equation in the calculator. And your solution. So show me your solution in the calculator. So it is that.